All right, we're live. So, I know it's a little early today, but you know, I'm just going to. Why is this on this monitor? Okay. I know we're a little early today, but I felt like it. I felt like going live early so that I could be finished earlier. Yeah. Again, the 7 p.m. Is just kind of a guideline. It's not exact, but anyway. So today, the plan is to move on from auth and learn Prisma ORM, or learning ORMs in general. And I'm going to be doing that within a React Router project that I went and set up off stream. And I also wrapped up the auth app that we were working on for the last few streams off stream, and it is on my GitHub. So if you want to check that out, I added a little bit of extra stuff there. So yeah, plan today is just to get started with Prisma and see what it's all about and do some exploring. We're not going to really be building anything today, I don't think, at least any sort of actual project. I'm just going to kind of be doing fiddling around inside of this like dummy example project, I guess, and learning. Where'd you learn TypeScript from? Is it in the Odin project? No, it isn't actually in the Odin project. I learned it on the side. Also, what resources do you opt for besides the Odin project? Well, so for TypeScript specifically, I mostly just used Stack Exchange, Google, and the official TypeScript documentation, the TypeScript handbook. This honestly gives you everything you need to know. I would recommend starting with JavaScript first if you haven't already. I'm just going to start the timer here. And once you get JavaScript down pat, you can make the jump to TypeScript. I can't speak tonight. Anyway, that's what I would recommend. Also, just documentation in general, man, like, is really good. Like whether you're learning, like I learned Tailwind entirely from the documentation. I'm gonna start using Docker soon. Might see some Docker streams after I finish the Odin project. You know, I've got a bunch of resources here that I keep in my bookmarks. So that's kind of how I learn stuff. I may make a video at some point documenting kind of how I learn stuff. I don't know. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, so let's get started with this. So I'm gonna follow this guide, I think, which is using Prisma with React Router. There is a basic, the Odin project does introduce Prisma ORM, so I went through this myself off stream. Oops. Where are the notes here? So I created some created some notes on Prisma already. Some initial notes, whatever. No, I was just planning on I don't know, eventually monetizing this stuff. So I don't know, because I'm very close to YouTube monetization. So I was just trying to get my ducks in a row related to that. But anyway, so an ORM is essentially a layer on top of the database that lets you query the database without writing SQL, right? Or SQL. So that's good. So that's kind of what I'm going to be using. It also lets you, I think, modify / update the schema in code, which is cool. So yeah, let's zoom this in a little bit. Okay, so we already have our project. Oh, you can also do it as, okay, so actually that doesn't matter. That's just the project directory. Okay, so let's install the dependencies. So npm add Prisma tsx types pg and so that's the dev dependencies. Okay, and then npm add Prisma client Prisma adapter pg .env and pg. Okay. Ignored build scripts. I'm probably gonna have to then pnpm, yeah. So let's just do all of these. Okay, good. All right. Once installed, initialize Prisma in your project. I think, yeah, so Postgres is what we're using. That's PG, so that should be fine. Prisma init output. So this is in the, I don't want it in, so I want it in app, right? So Prisma ORM example, so it'll be app generated Prisma, I think. Okay. I trust that that worked. Okay, so there's our schema. I wonder if there's a Prisma extension. Okay, cool. What's your goal after learning backend? Apply for jobs, internships? Not quite. I'm going to keep learning, building my own projects basically, and continuing to learn. I don't think I'm even close to ready for applying for jobs. Maybe in a year, but I need to continue to learn, Williams. So that's my goal. Continue to learn on here. Maybe expand my platform, build apps live. Maybe like learn how to sell them in some sense, maybe monetize this kind of, not this channel necessarily, but learn how to kind of have like a, not necessarily a SaaS. I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I was even thinking of making some sort of learning platform myself that I can kind of, take people through for a small fee or something like that. I honestly don't know. I have a lot of ideas, but that's like down the road, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask like, how'd you get started? What was your roadmap? I don't like Odin Project for XYZ. What would you recommend? I don't know, just thinking of maybe doing that. I've got a couple people that I might be working with from my community as well, related to that. So that's kind of my goal, honestly. Just, yeah. But no, my current day job is stable, and I like stability, and I don't want to let go of that anytime soon, at least while I'm still, new to this. So that's kind of my goal. I'm kind of just figuring it out as I go, to be honest with you. Okay, so this will create a Prisma directory with a schema, which is what we have. A Prisma config, which we also have here. Yeah, so we have .env and Prisma. Okay, that's good. And we have our env here. Oh, that's cool. What job am I doing? I work in IT. So you can actually read a bit about it here on my FAQ. But I work in IT for a public sector organization. So like related to the government. I'm not going to say which specific industry, but it's not a tech industry. But I work in the IT department of a non-tech agency. Non-tech focused, I should say. But the stuff we do is obviously tech related. But anyway, so yeah, that's my job. It was what I could. It was like my safe job that I got out of school. I was lucky enough to get an internship there, and I got a return offer when I finished school. So I just jumped on that because the job market, I'm sure as you know, is brutal, especially in the tech space. So I just wanted to take what I could get. And in those days, like a year ago, like my skills were not even close to what they are now. So I was like, I need to just take it, right? Okay, so we have the database URL, okay, an output directory for the generated Prisma client. So where is the output directory? Do I have an output directory? I don't think I do, unless I'm not seeing it. Maybe I need to do that app generated. Oh, that's this output directory. I see. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. In the Prisma schema, Prisma file. Wait, actually, I need to create this database. Create Prisma Postgres database and replace the generated database URL in your .env with the Postgres connection string from the CLI output. Okay, so I'm going to do this off screen. So let's do this then. So it's pnpm create db. Oh, cool. Is it actually like on? Oh, it's like hosted on. It's like hosted on Prisma or some shit. That's cool. Maybe. Claim your database. Keep it for free. Database will be deleted on June 25. So a day from now. So it's the connection string, and then I can claim it, which is probably going to open it in a browser that I don't want it to open in. So I'm going to actually do it over here. Okay, so let's claim this. It's going to get me to log in too, so I'll connect it to my GitHub. Okay. Authorize API access. Okay, let's just do personal workspace. Cool. All right, so I claimed it. And then let's log in with the GitHub again. Cool. All right, so there's my database. Now I think I can connect to it with that link that was in the command line here. Yeah. Okay. So then I can post that in my environment variables. I'm kind of just describing what I'm doing here, so that does that even have an API key with it? Wait, hold on. Database URL put a Postgres connection string from the CLI output. Okay. Yeah, I genuinely don't know if that'll work, but we'll find out. And then we'll clear the terminal, close env. All right, we should be good to bring this back. Okay. So we have our database connected. So then let's define the Prisma schema. Let's actually see what Odin Project. Do I need to install pnpm add types pg? Do that too. All right. I don't know if I installed that before. I don't remember. We want to use the Prisma client JS generator instead of the default. Okay, that's not relevant to us. Okay, I'm just going to follow this guide, to be honest with you. I'm just seeing what Odin's recommending. Okay, so we have our client and our database, data source, DB. And then so we'll add a user. So model user. And then ID is integer. ID. I don't know how to like space this out. Default auto increment. Okay. Email string unique. Oh, it automatically, when you save it, it spaces it for you. That's fantastic. Cool. Name is a string, and posts is a post, and then model post. ID int ID default auto increment. Title string, content string, published boolean default false. Author ID is an integer. and author is a user. Relation, fields, author ID, references, ID. So then I wonder, okay, so then so this is basically, this relation is creating the foreign key connection. So that's kind of neat. So a user can have multiple posts, so it's a one-to-many. All right, so add .env to Prisma config. So Prisma config is here. And then we add that where, oh, it's already here, I think. Oh, yeah, no, we got it. Configure the Prisma client generator. So I'm assuming then this will generate the database based on our model here, right? Maybe. Now run the following command to create the database tables and generate the Prisma client. I hope this doesn't leak anything. If it does, I'll nuke this database after the stream. Prisma migrate dev name init. Okay. Let's hope this works. All right, so that seemed to work. Your database is now in sync with your schema. Nice. And then we'll do pnpx prisma generate. And then, okay, so then we loaded that. So what did that create here? I don't know if that did anything. All right, so we can seed the database, add some seed data to populate the database with sample users and posts. So seed ts in the Prisma file. Oh, it created stuff in here. Interesting. All right, so I got this, all of these things here. I don't think I need to touch any of this, right? Okay. That's just all auto-generated and then the git ignore, so that's good. Yo, how's it going, blueberries? Hope you're doing well. We're learning ORMs today, so Prisma specifically. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, so then this would be inside of where? seed.ts. I'm just going to copy this for simplicity. Okay, so that's not an app, so that would just be here. Okay. I think I probably should have, done the, I think I should have done this a little differently. That's okay. I should have, because this app was looking for this app, I think. But that's okay. So we should have had a folder inside of here that's generated Prisma. Anyway, doesn't really matter. So yeah, okay. So there's our seed. Now tell Prisma how to run the script. So we'll do migrations. Is that in a Prisma config? Sorry. Okay. So it's here, and then we'll say seed is tsx Prisma /app/ oh, see, because this is the problem. Oh, wait, or no, /Prisma /seed. Oh no, that's fine. seed.tsx ts. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Cool. And then we run the seed to populate that. I've been trying some ML stuff lately, so hard but really fun. That's awesome. Yeah, ML is really difficult. Maybe someday I'll get into that. Okay, so let's seed this. So pnpx prisma db seed. Okay, so I think it's still working, right? Yeah, the seeded command has been executed. Nice. And we got a nice little AI slop emoji right there. Is this part of Odin, or are you still branching off? No, it is part of Odin. Although I am doing it in my own kind of way. So Odin, of course, being Odin, recommends that you don't use TypeScript, but use JavaScript. But I'm using TypeScript because I've been using TypeScript for the last 4 months. So I'm kind of just, I'm working tangentially beside Odin. But I am very close to finishing here. I'm like 63% of the way through the Node.js course. So I've got ORMs, APIs, a little bit of testing, and then some final projects, and then I'm done. I'm hoping to finish in the next month. I know I say that. I've said that like for the last month probably, but I'm hoping by the end of July I will be finished the Odin project and I can start doing my own thing completely. And yeah, it's gonna be move on to bigger and better things. So yeah. Anyway, good stuff. What are you planning on doing after? Honestly, not entirely sure. I want to build a couple apps. I want to build my own portfolio. I want to build, a couple things. I've got a couple little small web app ideas that I want to implement. Learn some new full stack frameworks, maybe. Like look into TanStack, see what that's all about. Maybe learn some new backend languages like Go. Maybe dabble in Python, see what that's all about. I don't know. I've got a lot of things, and honestly, I think I'm going to leverage the community more. Like after Odin, I'm gonna get some community feedback, see what you guys want to see maybe, and kind of work with you and create content that'll be mutually beneficial. Because yeah, and that's kind of my goal. And continue with the streams, of course, and all that. So I don't know. Again, I'm kind of taking it just day by day, but I have a good feeling. So I will continue. Okay, so where were we here? Okay, so let's check our database on here. I don't want to like leak anything, so I'm just going to keep it on. Okay, so this is our studio. Can I like look at this without? So we have our post and our user. That's pretty cool. So is there anything that's leaked here? I don't think so. So okay, so let's just look at this. So we see our Alice and Bob users, right? From the seed. And then if I go to post here, you can see that they have their different posts, right? So we can see that Alice published this saying she wants people to join the Prisma Discord. Prisma on YouTube, but it's not published. And then Bob published Prisma's Twitter. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So that actually made the connection into Prisma Studio, which is kind of neat. The only thing is for using this, I think for an actual like app that I'm going to release, or if I ever do, if I use Prisma or whatever it is, I think this eventually costs money. Like I'm just using like a dummy small, little instance just to learn here. But yeah, obviously this would cost money. But yeah, okay. So let's see. So now we're going to integrate it into React Router because I don't think there's actually been any integrations here. So inside of your app directory, create, and this is all wrong too. I want to kind of like maybe even drag all this stuff into, that'll probably screw things up. I don't know. This is my fault for having this app generated should have been in its own. That's okay. All right. Create a lib directory and add Prisma TS file to it. So that's in here. So let's do lib. And then prisma.ts. And then set up the Prisma client. So I'll just type this out. So we'll say import Prisma client from generated Prisma client.js. There we go. Even though our path looks a little different because I screwed around with the path. Import Prisma PG. And then we have an adapter, which I don't know what that actually is. Maybe some sort of object that allows you to interact with the database. Yeah, okay, so connection string. is process.env.database URL. And then we add the exclamation mark to make sure it's defined, which it is. Global for Prisma. So that makes this what? Global to the project, maybe? I don't know. We recommend using a connection pooler like Prisma Accelerate to manage database connections efficiently. If you choose not to use one, avoid instantiating Prisma client globally in long-lived environments. Instead, create and dispose of the client per request. Ah, I see, okay. But for this doesn't matter because this is just like a dummy project, right? So we can just keep this as is. What type of typing is this anyway? Global as unknown as this object type. Not really sure why there's multiple here. Global for Prisma, dot Prisma, or new Prisma client with an adapter. And then you give it the adapter. Okay. And then if process, I don't think I actually have this defined. Okay. I'm not really sure what I just wrote there, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm not sure what the global for Prisma is. So the Prisma client is, so if we go into here, we have Prisma client.typescript. Interesting, okay. I guess this just gives us a way of connecting to our database on the client. Pretty sure, probably, that makes sense. Okay. Let's take a first 5-minute break here. Okay. Yo, Jay, how's it going? Sorry, I was just catching up on Discord a little bit. But yeah, I got the Prisma thing working, I think. I'm doing all right. I spent some time off stream finishing up that freaking auth thing that I couldn't finish, but you know, that's done now, so very good. I just added a little bit more so that the admins could delete messages and stuff like that. But anyway, I've also been doing you know, some planning for, you know, future streams as I see the Odin project finishing, because I want to like continue with the momentum and I don't want to like lose. I'm afraid of like losing steam with the streams and like not being confused on where to go. So I spent some time today kind of planning out the future of that, like what I'm going to build, you know, community stuff, maybe start doing some more YouTube videos. I don't know. So that's kind of cool. How's my Linux going so far? I honestly haven't touched it in a bit, but I did switch from Ubuntu to Fedora because I was having NVIDIA driver issues with Ubuntu, and I was gonna go to Mint, but I'm like, nah, let me try Fedora. I don't know why. I just saw someone recommend it, so it's just like whatever. Yeah, I know, it's exciting. I like business stuff, like researching like how to like, because you know, if I ever start, because I'm like very, very close to monetizing. Fedora is good, yeah, that's what I saw. Your Linux sysadmin class starts tomorrow. Nice, good luck. That sounds fun though. But yeah, no, it's like what was I gonna say? Because I'm very close to monetizing, and I was like researching how to get like a business started, like, you know, business, registering a business, and then, you know, getting a bank account and stuff like doing all these like things so that I'm doing it the right way, not just kind of doing tax evasion by accident. So I was just researching that because like honestly, I'm like brand new to this like business entrepreneur world, just so kind of just, you know, seeing what that's all about and learning about it. It's pretty easy, honestly, it seems, but I don't know. So reading up on that. I'm not monetized yet, nor will I be for another bit, but you know, it's exciting because I don't know, supplemental income would be nice, even if it's only like breadcrumbs to start. But yeah, no, I'm having a lot of fun with it. But no, I was thinking of like, would I do like member only streams or whatever? I don't know. I want to do Linux streams, like learning Linux. I want to do C. I saw that guy Tyler that you mentioned doing the code crafters, and I'm like, shit, that looks really fun. So you know, you might see that in the future. I don't know. That Michael dude is really cool. Smart guy. Yo, Stuns, how's it going? Welcome. It's been a minute, my friend. Okay. Anyway, enough yapping, I think. All right, so we have this thing here. I'm just gonna style it myself. So this is like a rote list though. We're not like getting any. We're not pulling the database stuff here. Going good? Been a while? Yeah, it has been a while. Okay, so let's super blog. Let's call this the super blog. Make this a div. What do they recommend doing anyway? Min H screen, flex column, item center, justify center. Okay, sure. And then margin top 16. And then the min height screen as well. Okay. And we'll do our ordered list here. List decimal list inside. Actually, we don't even need that. We can just do. Why does it need to be a ordered list? We can just do an unordered list. Still doing Odin Project? Yep, but I'm pretty close to finishing. I've only got a little bit left. I've got, we finished authentication, doing ORMs now, and then APIs, some testing, and then a couple full stack projects, which I may or may not do. I'm not actually sure I'll do this final one because it seems really boring, but I'll probably end up doing these ones. This is basically like, I think this is like a social media clone, and I don't really feel like it's not something I really am interested in, so I might do a different one, but we'll see. But yeah, so I'm hoping to finish it with by the end of next month, end of July. That's my goal. So let's see, and then it will have been officially 6 months by then since I started, so that's not too bad. So we have our unordered list here, and then we have our list items. Let's just do that, Alice, and then Bob here. And we don't need to do anything with the font. You haven't done it in a while? That's fair enough. I mean, we all take breaks every now and again. I mean, I sure as hell did. Stuff happens though, like, right? Like life happens, stuff happens. Been really busy, but hoping in the next couple of weeks I'm gonna get back and do it. That's awesome, Stones. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. And again, like if you want to cross-reference with my stuff, like it's all up there. I've got it all on the GitHub as usual, so you can feel free to use my content as a guide, as always. Okay. All right. So it's just this isn't actually going to show anything. Okay. So we see Alice and Bob here. Okay. That's fine. And then we have our home. Oh, this was okay. So then we have our users, and then so we have a loader, which I'm not sure what this loader is. I think this is, I think loader is like a specific React Router thing for backend, right? Data is provided to the route component from a loader and client loader. Loader data is automatically serialized. So I feel like this is like a loading. Yeah, so this is a server data loading thing. Okay, so then we can, oh yeah, 100%. I'll get back to some of your past streams. I'm also still in your Discord server. Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, the Discord's there too, you know, as a resource, of course. Almost at 200 Discord members, which is crazy. I didn't know how that happened, but you know, I guess people wanted to join. Anyway, okay, so data loading. I feel like, yeah, this is part of the whole full stack thing with the React Router framework, right? Okay, so let me import Prisma. Okay, and then export. Oh wait, no, export async function. Actually, let's do export const loader. Can I do it like this? I do it as an arrow function just because I like arrow functions. Yes, I think so. Const users await Prisma dot whoops user dot find many. Does that just get all of them? I would assume so. And then we return the users. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're also, I mean, we're still probably like a month out, but we're honing in on 2,000 subscribers, which is also cool. I don't know if I'd say honing in on, but more than halfway. More than halfway between 1,000 and 2,000, that is. 2K subs is huge, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Based on my current trajectory, we're going to hit 2,000 at the end of next month. I'm getting about 400 subscribers a month-ish, 350 to 400, which is cool. I had 1 month that I got like 700, and then it's kind of like leveled off. Also uploading more YouTube videos. Hopefully that'll do stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna like. I honestly don't know what to do for YouTube videos, but I want to make more. Because the one I released last week did fairly well, at least for given my channel size. Like 1,500 views. That's pretty good. Okay, so we get the users, right? And then so we can get the loader data. So we pass in loader data here. Loader data, and then route dot component props. Okay, so then that's probably part of the React Router spec, right? Yeah, okay, so it is. Product loader data. Okay, cool. So this is all just for interacting with the DB. That's kind of neat. 1 to 2K views is also good considering. That's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Anything I find for me, like, because I think what's the good, like if the amount of views you get on your YouTube videos is around the same as your number of subscribers, it's like decent. Viewer retention wasn't great looking at the analytics, but I don't really care. Like 50% of people made it through the first 2 minutes, which was cool. And then they kind of tapered off, but it's really hard unless you make like really like Mr. Beast level bullshit. Like it's not, people aren't gonna watch the whole thing, right? Or they'll like skip around or whatever it is. So I don't know. But I don't really want to be like a, you know, like a Mr. Beast type hype person. That's not what I'm not interested in, being a content creator for the sole purpose of being a content creator. I just want to make content that is useful to people and helps them. TikTok is ruining everything. It's not your fault. It's not your content lacking anything. It's just people's brains and the times. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. So we get the users, or wait, this is loader data. Or no, it isn't. It's users, and then that equals loader data. But then how is this loader connected to home? I guess that's maybe just through this. I would assume maybe. Okay. Okay, then we just map over the users here. Users.map. And then user. Right? And then we just do our li here, and then we'll do a return li, and then user dot ID name, maybe. Oh, and then maybe some like text above it. And then we need a key for that as well. Not 100% sure what the blank, I think this is just to space it out, right? Okay, so now this should load our users the very same way that we had before. Yeah, nothing changed, which is what we wanted to see. Now if I add a special style to this, we'll say, let's just do like font semi-bold. And then we can also give the user email as well. Something like this. Or we could even put it in a table or some shit. I don't know. I don't know, something like that. Doesn't really matter, but that's cool. So we have the user data coming from this loader thing, which loader's automatically connected to home via the React Router. Yeah. It is, okay. I figured it was something like that. I don't know then how it works for, I'd assume that's true for any route you have defined, right? So if I go into my routes here and I define a route and I use a loader with that route, I think React Router handles all that. Like this is like pretty easy. Use static data loading. What's the difference? When pre-rendering loaders are used to fetch data during the production build. Whoops. Loaders used for both initial page loads and client navigations. It's interesting to use like a full stack framework, because a lot of the concepts that you use for pure backend, like with Node and Express, aren't really super. they're kind of abstracted away in these kind of loader functions, right? Like you don't really work directly with the HTTP, which is good to learn. And I think, you know, I want hopefully something that would continue to allow me to do that, because I do like that level of granularity. Like this is almost too much of an abstraction for me. So like I actually do prefer the lower level of working like directly with the HTTP stuff. It is more like cumbersome, I think, but too much, we need more. Yeah, that's basically the mantra of web development, isn't it? Like it's like it's never good enough. There's never enough you know, abstractions. Okay, so there's our blog, our really shit blog that we've got here. And let's just do like a padding 8 around this, just to add some separation. Okay. And then I'm assuming like we can put posts underneath, right? App routes posts. Okay, so we can add more data if we want, but that's okay. So let's make a new posts. So apps routes posts. Whoops, that's a file. Not what I want to do. Okay. You can DIY bring your own code if you wanted to with the framework as well. Yeah, you can. And I did that with the last project, I'm pretty sure. I didn't mess around with the loaders or anything like that. Yeah. I don't know. I do like the control. Ooh, my cat was right here and he almost laid down, but then he decided not to. Maybe a cat reveal soon. Well, I mean, I already cat revealed if you're in the Discord, but like a live cat review. He doesn't really love being picked up though, so I don't really want to bother him. Well, that's fair. I mean, libraries exist for a reason. Yeah. Yeah, apparently, although it's always a double-edged sword, right? Because the extra abstraction like obfuscates the things underneath it, which can make it more confusing to understand. All right, so then we have our home here. So then we can just do port type route. I also have to define the types home. I need to get okay, that's good. And then import Prisma. Or let's just say const home. Or Jesus, like this. Export default home. Okay. I think I need to add this to my router, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Route posts. Route slash posts slash home route tsx. I need to import this. There we go. You sound like you're avoiding a defamation suit right now. That's true. The web dev overlords, it would take away their jobs, right? Because there's always these guys pumping out these things, right? These abstractions, and if you take that away, you know, and the AI, like that's why AI needs to be here to inshitify all of the extra abstractions, right? It's like gets to the point where it's like so nauseatingly stacked that it's like, what the hell's going on? They're listening. I don't care if they're listening. They can come for me. Okay, so then we need another loader here as well. So let's get that loader in here. And then const posts equals await prisma.post.findMany. And then we can give it criteria. So include author true. Okay. Turn posts. And then we give this the loader data. Routes dot component props. And then we'll return the shit here. So we'll do a div, and then we'll just do like a list of posts, right? So UL, I don't care if it's like H1 all posts. Oops. Let's just do flex call. Item center, actually. Then we'll just do a text 3XL. Font semi-bold. Then do like a flex. Jesus, post.map. Okay, this is what I hate about. Okay, post.map. Oh, and I need to include that up here. So we have our post ID. I'm not saying change anything, but you could combine the declared routes with flat routes, and that's pretty cool. Like, what do you mean by flat routes? Like the sorry, it took me a second to get to your message. I was just kind of locked in. Oh, then we can do a post details page. Nice. Interesting. That's very cool. Post create page. And we can add auth. I'm not going to bother adding auth to this, I don't think. You specify a folder and anything in that folder will become an active route, but you have to wire it. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you could wire an entire folder is basically what you're saying. Instead of having to do each individual file, kind of what you're that's kind of cool. At least I think that's what you're getting at. Okay, so this type is wrong. Okay, so we're gonna need to probably have a type for that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so then we have. So we're going to map the posts here, include some empty space. Post.title. I think I might need to type this, right? Types. We'll do a post type maybe. Or are there types already with this? Because this has the post type. Export. Wonder if that fixes it? No. How do I type this guy? Try putting in the first. It should be automatically typed. Oh, oh, you mean like this. But we're not typed here. Because we have the type. This is the type that we need, right? Are we storing the author, all the author info for every post? That's kind of ridiculous. That's what this is, right? Return posts, async function loader. And then we'll do another gap and a span with posts.author.name. Because it worked on the other one. The Prisma call is essentially doing a left join. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, the loader data is users. Why is it users? I wonder then if it's because, because it's grabbing the loader data from the other home? Yeah, I have a suspicion that it's because of this. It's because this is also home. Let's just say, yeah, I think that's probably the problem here. I don't know why they got us to name both home. Oh no, it's posts, that's why. Okay. There we go, that fixed it, maybe? You got it, that's it? Okay, well then I fixed this. So we export it, and then maybe I need to refresh the server. No. Didn't fix it. Oh, the route import up top is calling the other one. Ah, that's the problem. So import type route. Okay, but our types are in here. Where are the types anyway? Are they node modules? Oh, they're here, okay. At types root, posts, types home. There's only one here. Oh, there's two actually. So be post types. So be post types. There we go. There we go. I found it. Okay, right at the nick of time. I figured it out. Okay, cool. That fixed it. We were getting the wrong. That's not confusing at all. And that's because this wanted us to name it home.tsx. But this is posts. Okay, that makes sense. Neat. Okay, then I'll say posted by, and then the name, and then maybe the content. Oh wait, but there's a default. There's a or not a default. There's a details viewing page that they want us to include, so that's fine. All right, so then that should actually like produce something, right? So if I go to /posts, okay, that's kind of nifty. Hey, there we go. Got it. Nice. I'm also going to just quickly fix this. I want this to be not justify center. I just want this to be item center. So then we can go back, and this should go to the top. Oh, that is off screen. Oh, is it because this is negative? I want it like this. There we go. It's negative margin top. So something like this. There we go. Cool. Very cool. Okay. Should probably commit this, to be honest with you. before it gets too crazy. See, this is why I love this framework. Yeah, it is a lot less work than we've been doing, but again, it doesn't give me as much handling of the nitty gritty. But you do make progress a lot faster, right? Like implementing this with Node and Express would have taken us, like with the database and all this stuff, would have taken probably. I mean, now that I know it probably would have been quicker, but it definitely would have been longer. The developer experience is phenomenal. Yeah. I get it now, but it's good to know, again, to have gone through making backends with using the HTTP like fetches directly, right? To know that, I think, is really important, because it makes learning this stuff like easy as hell, right? And that's kind of like what I emphasized in my YouTube video, was like learning the fundamentals, is important to, because it wouldn't have been as easy without that experience. Exactly. But it gives you context. Like, it's like, okay, so like, for example, if I didn't do that stuff, I would have no fucking idea what this loader is doing, right? Like I can appreciate that it's doing something, it's getting something from the server side, and like it's basically you acting as a middleware to get my database stuff, right? I can appreciate that, and React Router gives that to me out of the box. But if I didn't know and I didn't like program my own middleware and like learn that like hands-on, I wouldn't really have any clue. But it is a little cursed to me, like having done it separately, that this is like all in one thing. Like it feels cursed, but it isn't, of course, because that's just the way these things go. But it feels a little strange having it like all right here. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy, but I can't think of a good one. Like I don't know. It's like finding a hack on like, this is a shitty analogy. It's like finding a life hack or something that totally changes the way you do something, and it's like stupidly easy. There's definitely a period where you're angry happy because of how easy it can be. Yeah. Like no writing SQL anymore, which is fine. Which, like, I don't know. I like writing SQL as much as the next guy. I know, Jay, you don't love it, but I find it kind of a fun puzzle, or at least it can be. But yeah. Maybe we want to even make I might even make a link maybe at the top here, like some sort of nav bar. You're getting to know me pretty well. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you have been in the streams now for a while, and we've had chats off stream, so yeah, I mean, you know. Before you do a nav bar, look at layout routes. Okay, I bet. I'll do that. Would that be in here somewhere? Layout routes. Okay. Layout route, without a path, create a new nesting for their children, but don't add each segment CRL. Oh. Okay, but then where does that add like a, what does that do? Oh wait, that's here. Under routing for you, okay. Routes without a path, create new nesting for their children, but they don't add new segments to the URL. I am in framework mode, yeah. Oh, you mean on the docs? Good point. Okay, here we go. Oh, you can wrap it in a layout thing, and then using layout routes create new nesting for their children, but they don't add any segments. But then like, what do I put inside of layout route or layout.tsx? Does that let me then add like some sort of navigation? Like, okay, so where does it say layout? Like, what is layout TSX doing? You remember the outlet component you used before? Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. Does it kind of populate segments? Yeah, like let's go to outlet here. It renders the matching child route of a parent route or nothing. Okay, so then use that here as well, and then yes, the child is rendered in the outlet component. Okay. Okay, so you can define, okay, I get you now. I see. I see. But then would you still need to include links? Probably. Like you need to have like, or nav links. You need to have like nav links and then an outlet underneath that, right? So let's first commit this. Let's just say add ability to get users and post information info using. Well, obviously it's using Prisma ORM. I don't really need to add much more detail. This is just a dummy project anyway. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that let's test doing that then. Yeah, you want to include nav links manually? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's do this then. So marketing. So it'll be under. So let's do this under posts. We'll have a layout.tsx. So we'll do layout. Let's do post layout. And then what would that like kind of look like? I guess we would do something like export const layout, or wait, actually no, I would just do const layout. Posts layout. Something like this, and then export default. And then we'd return like, actually I want this to probably be a div. And then we can do like our nav stuff here, like nav, and then the outlet, right? So something like this. We'll just say like, we'll put like a nav element. Actually, we probably want to do the default, right? Or other defaults. Default like wrappers for this. I guess not really. Okay, let's say like nav content goes here. And then in our router, we can do our layout. So we can do layout, I need to go back to that. Wait, where was that? Oh, routing, no wait, here. Nested routes, layout routes. Okay, so then we can do layout, which is under route slash post slash layout, post layout. And then we include the list, right? And then can we do an index within layouts? Yeah, we can. Okay. So we'll do an index like home, and then we'll actually delete this route. Actually, no. We'll just do this. So we'll say index here, and then a route to the other thing, right? Cool. So that's neat. So that's that, and then so this is our home. That's not what we need. So this is our other home. Posts home, right? And then we can create the okay. So we already did that, and then we can add our post detail, right? So let's just do post.tsx. So export default, or no, let's just do export const posts loader data. Oh, route, sorry, route dot component. And then we need to import route, of course, and import Prisma. And then we also need to do the loader. I'm going to do this without looking at the docs. Export const loader. Actually, oh, I can't do a default like that. Okay. Okay, so we have our loader. Let's just set up this function anyway. So it was the loader, async, and I think that's fine. And then we do our Prisma magic inside of that. But I think I need to call this to actually generate the React Router stuff here. I recommend using the export default function syntax for page components. Okay, cool. So, but you'd have to use, you'd have to then do the function stuff, right? You'd have to do the, because I don't think I can do, I think I can do it like this, I think. No? I just like the arrow syntax for consistency, but maybe that's not standard. That works. Okay, cool. I like the consistency of doing one way of doing functions because I don't like this mix of doing like the function with the keyword function, but that's just personal preference, right? Okay, so let's do our posts here. So we'll do a div, actually no. Article, interesting. Okay, and then our title. Actually, we're gonna want to like loop through the loader stuff, right? So we'll just leave that empty. Posts go here. So that's fine. Oh, and then post ID. Okay, that's cool. So I need to add that in the route as well. So let's do route post slash wait, how are we doing the layout stuff? Layout. Okay. Route post ID. And then I'm assuming you can nest layouts inside of layouts, right? As well. Is it types post, I wonder? Is that the right spot? Types. Ah, yeah, here. So apps routes post types posts. Okay. You're missing the prefix in your route file for the layout? I don't think there was a prefix. Unless I miss it. Like, I didn't think there was a prefix. I thought it was just inherited based on the file structure. So like, because it's inside of the posts folder, I thought it, unless I'm misunderstanding prefix. Oh, this thing you mean? Is this what you're talking about? This dot 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 prefix. Use prefix, you can add path prefix to a set of routes without needing to introduce a parent route. Ah, okay, I see. So I need to do that for the, I need to wrap the layout inside of that. So I need to do like dot 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 prefix. Posts or something. And then put the layout inside of this. Maybe. Oh, that doesn't work. Why? That's correct. It doesn't. Oh, because I need to import it. That's why. Okay, there we go. Cool. It's now yelling at me for some weird reason. Maybe because the. What is the problem here? Expected semicolon or implicit semicolon after statement. Oh, because this is, dude, I'm like slow today. I don't know why. Okay. All right. That's fine. So we're all good to go there. Let's go back to this. Okay, so post rate position find unique where ID. Okay, so we get an ID from, so we get parameter loader parameters, which is route.loader args. Which, do these come from where? Do these come from the URL? Ah, they do. And that's where the post ID is defined inside of here. Ah, so that's like rec.query. Very good. Okay, that's, I see. See, I'm putting the putting the dots together here. Okay, connecting the dots, I should say. So then we get the post ID from the params. So like this. Aha, it's magic. It is magic. Okay, and then we'll create the post. All right, so then we're going to find unique where ID is parse int of the post ID, right? And then the include author. And then if not post, then throw data post not found. And then this is what? From like some sort of like, this like basically throws a JSON. This is like a res.json situation, right? So this would be like the equivalent in Express would be like res.status 404.json, like error post not found. Something like this. It will be caught by the error boundary. Yeah. Well, that's this, right? But that's kind of, is that specific to the data, you mean? Anyway. Okay, so then we have that. And then we can include that inside of here. Okay, so we can do our post title, which we need to get from the loader data. It should be the right type, yeah? never read. Oh, I need to return posts. That's the problem. There we go. I think one is added by default for the entire app to begin. Okay. That makes sense, like a 404. So if I try to just go to a bogus route here, yeah, there's our default. That makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, so let's just do a basic thing here. Let's do our flex column, item center, and then like 16 or something, and then we'll do our article, and then H1. This doesn't have to be perfect. We'll do texts 3XL, font semi-bold, and then post.title, and then paragraph with the post content, post.content. Oh, this is the author name. We're doing the content in a div, I see. And then we'll do that in a div. All right, so that's cool. And that's fetching post by ID. Fetching the requested post in the URL by its ID. Okay, nice. And then we can do a create post page as well, which will be more practice with forms here, which will probably be good. Okay, so now we should be able to do this, right? So I should be able to then in the layout get the, okay, so here's my question, is you have the child here, but then I need to like render all the posts out. I guess that would just be, it's cool seeing how fast you're developing this right now. Yeah, it is cool. I just think this might be wrong because I think this will be, I think posts home is going to render, oh wait, that's not. Find unique invocation is missing. Why? What? Okay, so that's the index. Oh, and then we need a post ID. So if we do post 1, okay, so it just couldn't find anything. I see. Okay, that's why that was our issue. But the thing is, we need to then render. We need to put links here for the different posts, right? Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. So we can do that. So that would be in this home here. So let's put a link inside of here. I want to make this like not a span. I want to make this like a paragraph or something. I want to edit this. This is like not a span. I want to do like an H2 maybe. Why is that indented? Prisma on YouTube, posted by Alice. The line break. Why is this indented? I don't know. Item center is making it look indented. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Or begin. That's my bad. I didn't think of that. Okay, there we go. That's what we want. And then we want to like add the link here, so that actually we could probably make, instead of this having being an H2, we can make this a nav link to that post ID, right? Oh, Jesus, what the fuck is going on? So this is post dot title. We need to import navlink. So this is to this needs to be inside of this. There we go. And then we need to make it to the. Can this be relative, I wonder? Can this be relative, or does it have to be? I guess it could be relative, right? So now these should be clickable. Oh, and then let's just add like a quick class name to this just to make it look not ugly. We'll do like texts blue 300 texts underline. How do I add underline? Text decoration. Okay, how do we do underline with tailwinds? Underline offset. Okay. Use link instead of navlink. Navlink will go to your nav bar. Ooh, okay, fair enough. You make a good point. That's fair. Okay. I was just doing that mostly for semantics. Oh, this should have worked, right? Underline offset. Oh, that just changes the underline. Decoration style. Oh, that's what it is. Decoration style. So decoration. Decoration solid. It should have worked, no? Oh, and underline. Oh, for underline it's just underline. Sorry. There we go. I got it. Okay. So now we can go to the post, right? Let's just add like a little. Let's just add a little margin here, just to make a little separation. Okay. Okay. So this goes to. Okay. So it does need to be this then. So post / post ID. Okay. There's join the Prisma Discord, Prisma on YouTube. There we go, guys. Nice. That was so easy. It was not hard whatsoever. All right. If you remove the first slash, it will be relative. Oh, okay. So just this then? Got you. For the ID, yeah. I understand. That makes sense. Cool. Very cool. I'll commit this, I guess. Add route or add post details page with links from post lists or something like this. Okay. Cool. And then I think the last part is to make this new post thing, right? So we can do that in the, we'll figure that out after the break here. Nice. Very good. Next steps, add authentication to protect your routes. See, but I don't know how to do auth with, ooh, should I screw with that? I don't know. I don't know if I should mess with that. I might just leave it. I think I'll leave that to the actual project that we do. Have you tried Prisma Studio yet? Well, I think so. I think that's what this is. Is this not Prisma Studio? We have our posts here. This is when I was setting up the what? There should be data in here. When I was setting up the database. Yeah. No worries. I did the database connection, I think, before you got here in the first segment, Jay. So that's that. And then I think, so I'm going to finish this off. And then what's the project for this anyway? A file uploader. Okay. Set up a new project using Express and Prisma. Install the necessary dependencies. Set up session-based authentication. Okay, so instead of that, we'll try auth through React Router. It's pretty cool GUI for the database, yeah. Is there any other? Okay, I'm open to suggestions. Is there any other project idea that would be better that's not this basic one? Because like I want to make my own like project that's not based on this guide here. After I do this new posts thing. Because what I'm thinking of doing is Muttler middleware. Add a form where authenticated users can upload a file, save the file on your file system. That's kind of stupid. I'd also take another look at BetterAuth since you're using framework now. Muttler wouldn't be needed if you use the framework. Okay, I got you. Wait, so then can BetterAuth work with React Router? That actually might be true. Well, I only abandoned BetterAuth, Jay, just for that one thing, just so that I could learn it from the ground up, right? But does BetterAuth have token-based auth? That it can, it's really easy. Okay, sick. Because I like the token stuff. I don't know about session. Well, let's see here. They support JSON Web Token. Okay, that's cool. Because that's kind of what I learned, and I kind of like that idea. Okay, so let's go to docs. Authentication with. Oh, these are a lot of different things here. Email and password, I guess it would be, right? And then, but how do I know? Get started, installation. I guess this doesn't really, it's kind of agnostic to the, so React Router here. Okay, I see. These, do you think JSON Web Tokens is a plugin? Let's see. Here it is, indeed. Authenticate users with JSON Web Tokens and services that can't use the session. The JSON Web Token plugin provides endpoints to retrieve JSON Web Token. Okay. Cool. I mean, I could do it this way, or I could do the session-based stuff, which might be worth taking a look at. But it's good to know that they have this anyway, right? If that makes sense. I don't know. I'll maybe just do the session-based auth. Much easier, yeah. I just wanted to learn it, mostly because I knew it was like, it had a cryptographic thing. Like it was it's I like the idea of stateless. The idea of having like some sort of cryptographic key that you could use to get in, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me being particular, but anyway. So that's cool. So I'll keep that in mind for the file uploader project. So That's fine. Okay, so then let's. You start with JLO2 as well. Yeah, I found it. I don't know. Like I wouldn't say it was easier necessarily, but it was at least like. It was less confusing initially, conceptually, right? The implementation was confusing, but conceptually it made a lot more sense to me, I think, and it wasn't as confusing, idealistically, I guess. It was just obviously there was more involved. Okay, so let's go back to this thing. So we're going to do our new new posts, right? So we'll call it new, and then we'll do our. Okay, so we have an action here too, and that's kind of interesting. So we're using that action. Const new posts. So we'll do an H1. I'll just style these all after. And then our form, which we're going to add import for. Method is posts, and then add a class name for it as well. And then a label for the title. So we want a text, ID is title, name is title, placeholder, post title here, your post title here, and then a class name. And then we're going to want to maybe put this inside of a div. Whoops. As well, that has, we're going to create maybe a styles folder or something. So loader is get, action is post. Got you. Good to know. I don't know, like, why wouldn't they just call them get and post? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's fine. Okay, so we need the content as well. Label for content, and then we have a class name with it as well. Post content. And then an input. Actually, not an input, a text area. I lied. I guess I don't need this closing tag. I can just do it like this. Placeholder. Write your post here, and then rows. We'll do 7 rows, and then class name. And that's the end of our div, and then we'll do a button type submit posts. Maybe with the class name as well. That's good. At a high level, action can handle post, put, and delete methods. Oh, okay. Like, what's the big difference between post, put, and delete as far aside from semantics? Like, in the sense that like, put and delete are like tell the like server that the client wants to do something else. That's it. Okay. I thought so. I thought it was just semantics. Okay, so then this is good. And then we need to add this to our router. Routes new, and then routes/post/new.tsx. Oh, because there's no comma here. Okay, that's why. Cool. That's okay. The other thing I need to do is on our main home, in the nav bar. Sorry, here. So I'm going to say flex column, or no, flex row actually. So just if I center, and then the nav link. This time I can use a nav link, right? So I'll say to. Fuck, I keep forgetting to include wrap this in this. Okay, so then we'll go to new. Create new posts, or add new posts, create new posts, whatever. I think that's fine. We also have a class name for it as well. Probably put that after. See any screenshots of something I'm working on? If you can, take a look at it on the next break. Will do. Yeah, so I'm on the 4th Pomo, so I have one more break and then another Pomo, and then I'll be done stream. But yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it in 18 minutes. I think you'll love it. I hope so. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. Okay, so then we need to input the okay, view the form of the URL. Looks good, but doesn't do anything. Yeah, of course not. Okay, so then can we actually navigate to it? Yeah, we can. Create new post. Oh, because why? This needs to go post / right? Okay, so that's our super blog, posts, and then post new. Okay, create a post. Oh wait, it's not rendering anything. Why is it not rendering anything? Nav to post new, create new posts, routes, post / new, new.tsx. Oh, because I forgot to export the damn thing. Brother. Okay, there we go. We got it. And then so I'm going to do a home link as well. Okay, so we need to, so we go back to all posts, create new posts. Let's do some, I'm just going to do them right directly inside of this, just because this is just a temp project. But I want to do some basic styling here. It might make sense to convert your layout to be an app layout rather than a post layout. App layout. What do you mean? Oh, you mean like app level? Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right, Jay. I was just kind of rolling with it. Like app being like root. So like of all of the things, because we're missing this home page here. Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with you. I'll refactor that after. That's a good point. Okay, so let's do let's just do this one first. So we'll say flex. Actually, we'll probably do that here. So we'll say flex call item center or item justify center. No, item center. It's gonna put everything there. Okay, and then I want to do margin auto, right? Or would I do that on the title? That's what I would do, okay. And then we want to do font semi-bold, text 3XL. Maybe add a little bit more of a margin on this guy. Okay, that's good. And then we'll do this class name of flex call MX auto. All right, that's good. And then maybe a little bit of a gap between them. I'll probably just do, okay. So I'm going to do flex call. I think that's probably all I need. Okay, so this is a little better now. This is looking a little bit more kosher. Nice. Okay, and we want a little bit more spacing here. Flex call justify center gap 4 as well, maybe. Gap 8. Maybe a gap 8 here as well. Now this is within this container, right? So I want to make this like, oh wait, no, not that. I guess it's not really a big deal. Okay, so we have our post and our post content here. Let's just do form label style. We'll do texts LG maybe, or XL. Font semi-bold. A little better. And then let's do our button as well. So we'll do a padding 1, BG gray, I don't know, 700 maybe. And a hover BG gray 900. And then a rounded large. Okay, that's a little dark. Maybe do 600 here. That's better. Okay. This is it. Okay, so we need some padding on these inputs and text areas here. So maybe we'll do like a 0.5 padding as well. Okay, so that's fine. And then maybe a little bit of margin bottom on this. Okay, so this is acceptable, I think. This is an acceptable layout. It's nothing super fancy, but it'll do the trick for what we need, I think. So like, okay. Now I don't know what user it'll be created under, right? But that doesn't really matter. So, all right, so we need to do the action. need to define the action, right? So let's do that. So we'll do import type route. And that would be for new. And then import Prisma. And then we'll export async, or wait, no, const, export const action equals request. So we get a request object. Route.action args. Was that not the right thing? I guess so. Okay. Const form data is await request.form data, and then that gets the form data. Oh, this needs to be asynced as well. Okay. Const title is form data dot get title as string. Okay. And this is just getting content or response, or no, getting requests data from the form. Getting form data directly submitted with the requests. Something like this. This is stupid easy. This is like insane. Okay, then we try catch it, which makes sense. So on the error, we do the console.error. And then what? Return response.json. Error failed, or post creation failed. This would be server side, so it's got a 500 status, and then we redirect. Which we need to import as well. And then this is kind of like our final res.send here. Or res.redirect. In Express. Right? That's cool. Right, so this is just going to be under the author ID, Alice, right? So await prisma.create, post.create. So that's for the posts stuff. Title, content, author ID is 1. Nice. Is it that fucking easy? Oh wait, but I need to... Oh no, I don't actually need to include anything here. If it's that easy, that's crazy. I mean, of course, okay, in fairness, though, I do have this guide to go directly off of at developing this. If I was making my own thing, this would certainly take a hell of a lot longer. So I mean, you know. Ooh, I got an email from Prisma. Welcome to Prisma. Data platform. Okay. See, but the only thing is, okay, so if I have Prisma, and this is kind of like a non-related question. If I have something like Prisma, does it do all of the data hosting for me? Like, but like if I wanted to deploy my shit on, let's say a VPS, if I wanted to learn DevOps and CI/CD stuff on my own, and I wanted to get into VPS, which I'm thinking of doing as well. How the hell does Prisma work with that? Can you have your own like instance of Prisma or something? Like, I don't know. Because like Prisma, like this Prisma Studio thing is, it's like presumably it's hosting this database on their cloud, right? Prisma as a host is new. Okay, but is that optional? Like you don't have to have it as a host. right? You can host it yourself, presumably, right? Maybe. And then does it cost money? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the what it would be. Okay, so then let's test this out. Test post. This is a test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Create post. That is so slick. That's insane. Oh wait, but what? Okay, it didn't load all the posts. Nice. You can create a Postgres instance and host it separately. Yeah, but like via Prisma though, right? Like, can Prisma manage that Postgres DB, if that makes any sense, right? Like if I'm using Prisma as an ORM, could I have it manage that schema, right? Instead of me having to like translate. Prisma is a package. Yeah. Okay. So the package handles all that, right? Cool. That's good to know. Nice. Very cool. That's awesome. Okay, so there's our post. That was like the fastest I've ever made it. Okay, so then let's just let's commit this and then just do that quick refactor. Ability to create new posts through uses React Router action to post new posts. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so now let's just do that quick refactor that we were talking about. So this would be post layout. However, we want this to be maybe inside of, so let's remove this. And then maybe make this, then would I even need a prefix for it? I don't think, right? So this would be a route, and then okay, so this is fine. But then I need to wrap this inside of a layout, which maybe the needs a prefix, or does it? I don't know. So let's do rename to just layout. Uh-oh, it's gonna break things because why? Let's just go here because I need to fix the layout. So that would be route/layout.tsx. And then we need to post all this stuff inside of this. I don't know if this still needs a prefix or not. Okay, there we go. See? Nice. I mean, presumably this works, right? Yeah, okay, so it doesn't need a prefix. Post new create, can't find that. Interesting. Oh, because maybe this needs to be... It still needs a prefix for the posts. Yeah. Well, I just added it. That also works. Yeah. I just added it. It doesn't really matter. That's good. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do is just add the nav link to home, right? To homepage. So we can go home, go all posts, and create new posts. Test post 2, blah, 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 doesn't matter. Create the post. Nice. We did it. All right. So let's see. Refactor nav layout to include home in navbar. Okay. Something like this. All right. There we go. Right on time, too, just to finish the Pomo session. Very cool. So we can view the post, we can go home, we can see our users, we can create a new post very nicely, and then view the different test posts, right? Nice. I loved how easy that was. If this was, for the navigate of this world, class name is active, text blue, text white. Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that right now. So let's just make a const. Can I like make this a function? Or, because I just want to make this, let's just say const nav style is a function. Although I don't know if it can take in his, like, can I do this? Probably not, actually. Wait, can I? This is just going to add a hover effect now. Or a clicked link effect. And then just nav style. Nice. Okay, but we're getting like, and then these both are active because it's under this subdirectory, right? So that's fine. Cool. That's kind of neat. I don't know why these are shifting around, but it's okay. I don't really care. Cool. All right. This is kind of broken because it doesn't have a type for this. Is active is probably just Boolean, no? Add end is true to all but the home link. Okay, end is true. Oh, nice. Cool. I think I have slightly different styles on the home page, which is why this is shifting. That's okay. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Good to know. Let's just say tweak style of nav or something. Actually, wait, before I commit, actually it doesn't matter. That's good. Okay. I was just going to change the color here, but no, this is good. Very cool. So we finished this tutorial. I'm gonna omit this, doing this, because I feel like, you know, I'm ready to just kind of, I might as well just jump into the file uploader project anyway. Don't forget the screenshot. Yes, I'll take a look at that in 1 second. Let me just pull it up. Ooh, that's cool. That looks really, really slick. I like the keyword highlighting on that. That's awesome, man. It kind of like reminds me a little bit of like, the font looks like something like Grammarly, but it's really slick. Like it's like Grammarly looks great, but that's kind of like what is giving me that vibe. And you've got like tags too. That's cool. That's neat. You inspired it. I inspired what? The tagging, or the style. But no, it looks sick. It looks really cool. That's like incredibly professional. I don't know. Oh, the platform. Oh, okay. What, like for prompt engineering? Wait a second. Was that what this was? Yeah, it was prompt engineering. Prompt generator. Like for AI, right? I guess it's like, what, to ask, like, just like generate prompts so that the AI has like a very, it basically, oh, you see, I see what you're saying. So basically, like, in the sense that if you're new to development, you know, don't know how to prompt. Oh, it builds a project idea. Okay. So it builds a generator that generates a prompt to generate project ideas. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. Because again, that's a good use of AI in my opinion. Because like AI is like a large language model. It's good at producing language. It provides your experiences context as well as your stack. That's cool. I might, hell, dude, I would use that, honestly. That's really sick. Next $1 billion SaaS idea right there. Anyway, nice. So only generate projects that are relevant to you, sick. So you can kind of like give it like a, a form, I guess, of some kind that like gives it your context. What is this Prisma thing? Connect to Prisma data platform. Oh, I don't care about that. I think what I do I don't want to see this. You have an onboarding wizard? Nice. So it would just be like a form or something. That's sick. All right. Let's jump into our last session here. All right, so let's create maybe a new project. Okay, so that we finished this, or wait, do I need to go through like Prisma schema overview? Maybe it's good to like maybe I should spend the last 25 minutes of stream kind of studying this. I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll start the project next time. I think that's a good idea. So this will just be kind of studying, and then I'll probably finish this up off stream, and then we'll get the we'll start fresh with the file uploader next stream, which should be tomorrow. Have you taken a look at the Postgres data types for Prisma? Those will come in handy. No, I have not. I wonder if that's included here. Data models, relations. Is it in here? Postgres data types? Data models. Would it be in this doc here, or would it be in the Postgres docs? Oh, I guess it would be here, wouldn't it? Here we go. It was staring me right in the face. Odin links it? Do they? Oh, well, it has this quick start here. Which is kind of what we were following, isn't it? I guess not really. Yeah, okay. At the bottom, the data models link. Oh, that's here, you mean? This guy. Okay. What even is like MongoDB? What's the difference? I mean, I know MongoDB is supposed to be no SQL, right? So, but this looks pretty relational to me. But I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Finding models. Fields. Finding IDs in MongoDB. Is this like specific to MongoDB? The reason why I mention it is because Prisma does a pretty bad job at telling you which fields are available for certain databases. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Data types, yeah. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of just go through, I think I already did this. I'm not going to go through this one. But I'm going to go just through these docs. And then just kind of write notes and do that. Okay, so we have Prisma schema. So let's just do Prisma. Actually, let's zoom this in a little bit so you can see it better. Prisma schema. Main method of configuring. It's been a while since we've done some good note taking, so we're going to do some good note taking. Main method of configuring schema with Prisma. Exists as schema.prisma and contains the database connection and the data model. Made of data sources. The Postgres database for Prisma to connect to, and then this can be local or hosted, right? Of course it can. Generators. What clients should be generated based on the data model. Prisma client. Data model definition specifies your application models. Okay, data model definition specifies application models and relations. So it's just the schema basically. Okay, so we have the Prisma command invoke. The CLI typically reads some information from the schema. So we can generate the data source and data model definition to create a new migration. So is a migration the connection from the Prisma in your code to the database, I would assume? Oh, I already have that up here. I already have duplicated stuff, man. Accessing environment variables. Okay, that's fine. We already know how to do that. Comments are okay. Migrations are terrible. They track database changes over time to minimize losing data for new feature sets. Prisma will automatically generate SQL to perform these changes called a migration. I see. So migration's less about migrating like in the literal sense and more so just for like version contingency. Okay, that's interesting. Prisma ORM supports formatting files automatically. There are 2 ways to format. Run the Prisma format command. Install the Prisma VS Code extension. I already did that. Formatting rules, configuration blocks are aligned by their sign. Okay, this I don't really need to worry about. Prisma files or model files need to be formatted. Need to be formatted specifically. However, the VS Code extension handles this formatting on save for on save, I'll just say. Which we already noticed. Okay, so that's good. We'll do the next piece for our data models. Exactly, you can revert the database if you need to use migrations. So that's basically like if you then are like if you deploy an app or whatever, say, and Prisma gets updated, and you need to update the packages inside of the deployment that you're using or something like that, then it kind of makes it work and like breaks as little as possible or something like that. Or if something does break, you can migrate back or something like that. I don't know. All right, so models represent the entities of the schema and are mapped to tables in the database. Forms the foundation of the available queries that are generated by the Prisma client API to be used by the client. So let's just say auto-generated and type-safe query builder tailored to the data in the DB. Okay. Something like that. If your model changes and you need the tables to update, the migration will handle that. I'm probably explaining it terribly, but you'll see. Yeah, I get it. I feel like I get it like a little bit. Like I'm like 50% of the way to getting it. I don't know. I think it's just because I haven't implemented a migration or had to. So when used with TypeScript, Prisma Client provides generated type definitions for your models. Okay, so let's see. When with TypeScript, Prisma client gives auto-generated type definitions for models and any variations to them to make the DB entirely type safe. That's kind of really handy. Because like before, we had to do all this stuff manually, right? So having this here is quite good, I think. The data model definitions are made up of models, enums, and attributes. Okay, so we have a model, which is the entity, which is mapped to a table. Defining a number of fields and as well as relations between models. Enum, which just is like a counter, I guess. I usually think of these as changing the, I usually think of functions as just changing the behavior of fields, but that's cool. They can change models too. Yeah, okay, so this is, we already know all this. There are two ways to define a data model. Oh, okay, wait. You can write the data model manually and use Prisma Migrate. Generate the data model via introspection. When you have an existing database or prefer migrating your database schema with SQL, you generate the data model by introspecting your database. Okay. Writing models can be done. Prisma Migrate. Write data model manually and map it to the database using Prisma Migrate, where the DB model or the data model in Prisma is the source of truth, is the concrete definition of the entities, i.e. the database is managed by Prisma through your definitions in PSL. Can also generate Prisma PSL via introspecting an existing database. The database, or the Prisma, the PSL Prisma schema is managed by the database. So the dependency here would be Prisma PSL, or database, sorry, database right? But then this is the other way around, so database Prisma PSL, right? So Prisma PSL depends on database, whereas in this one, the database depends on Prisma PSL, right? Or Prisma model, I should just say model. Okay. Models represent the entities of your application domain. Okay, so then they are in blocks. We already kind of know this. Okay, so the Prisma model naming conventions on okay. So generally defined with snake case. That's cool. Fields, name, type, optional type, modifiers, optional attributes, defaults. Something like this. Okay. Fields type determines its structure. It fits into one of two categories. A scalar type can be scalar, which is just like one value, right? Maps to primitives. Or maps to, sorry. Maps to primitive types or single columns, and then model can be models themselves. Okay. And then called a relation field. Something like this. Okay. Relation fields, type is another model. Yeah, okay. Native types. Can have native types specific to the database being used, e.g. Postgres, and prefixed by @db dot attribute. So, like, for example, title string @db.varchar 200 or something like this. Type modifiers. Makes type a list. Makes type. Makes field optional. Good. And then mandatory fields have no modifier, right? Bro, I do face lots of difficulty in studying from the official docs. How so, Leno? It's basically just like, the way that I do it is I read the documentation, I go through it, I try to understand it, So like I'm reading through this. Okay, so I see. Okay, so this means to make a field a list, right? And you kind of read it almost like it's a story, and then write down stuff that pops out to you as relevant, right? Like you can kind of cut through a lot of the fluff. Like you don't have to write every single thing word for word, because then you might get too focused on doing that and then lose sight of actually learning, right? I think honestly, Leno, it's just a lot of practice. And maybe someday I'll make a video or something to explain how I do note taking and stuff like this. But yeah, I don't know. I think the most important thing is just to read through it as carefully, and also just pick out what you think is important and write it down. And I think at least for me, the act of writing it out allows me to remember it. And then so then when I go to do a project, right, I remember it because I actually, and I don't have to reference the docs as much because I've already studied it, right? Okay, so then defining attributes. So the attributes are ID, default, unique. Okay, so we have some optional attributes. So type attributes. So we have ID, right? Which would be unique identifier for record, and then default sets default value for record. Value has to be the correct type for the field, right? I'm not sure what the double at thing is here. Or also a function. And we could have composite IDs here. I'm just going to kind of finish this up. And you can also give it a name too. So you could say like name, sample, and then fields as a list. And then you could also do unique. Sets unique requirement on record, but not defining, but does not define the record itself. So I'd assume an ID is something like a primary key, right? Define default values, unique fields, defining an index. Defining indices versus defining enums. Okay, cool. Composite types using functions. Relations. Okay, I'm gonna go through this off stream and finish this because I gotta run. I'll probably finish off these notes tomorrow before stream. And then we're going to jump into making this file uploader project. So, and we're going to be using React Router and Prisma and a local Postgres database. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you were here, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. If you want to see more from me, please subscribe. That'd be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoy what you see here, I've also got a Discord you can join to get stream updates and chat to my community, which is almost at 200 members, which is really cool. So that's basically it. I'll see you guys tomorrow around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. It might be a little earlier depending on what, if I have the time. And yeah, I'll see you later. Thanks for coming.